The onboarding process will give you a chance to set in motion very important steps and parameters that will establish well-defined, consistent, and professional expectations with prospective producers, your current producers, and your teammates within your IMO. You'll notice as you walk through the resources that there's an onboarding process for both new leads and referrals. And while they're similar, the origin of these two groups would dictate that we take different approaches. Remember that this entire process is rooted in building trust between you and your potential producers, and trusting the process is the first step. Because you take this approach to your business and to each potential producer you work with, it'll never get old or go out of style. Previous strategies that you've learned, including your producer classification and knockout factors, will come into play in the onboarding strategy. Read carefully and understand the concept of consistency resource. When we stop and think about the three primary goals of your business development: 1, to competitor-proof your top producers; 2, to uncover new business from your existing producers; and 3, to generate quality introductions, we might ask ourselves then, do we deserve these three outcomes? Well, let's point out here then that the Latin origin of the word deserve is actually to serve, and that the essence of great service is in fact consistency. While consistency is an idea that makes sense from the point of your producers, what can they expect, and are your processes the same each time we work together, etc., the idea of consistency is just as powerful for you and your team. There's a great deal of power and confidence that can be derived from developing a system that you can essentially do in your sleep, and for understanding how you'll apply your system even when prospects or producers throw you a curve. Full disclosure is also a key part of our process here, and you'll find that your producers are pleasantly surprised to learn early on in the process everything that they can expect from you and what it is you'll expect from them. Producers aren't turned off by being asked to make a decision and do their part in a process. What they're turned off by are surprises and things they don't see coming. This piece will teach you how to be clear and professional throughout your process. Also, keep in mind, as we've discussed previously, that making exceptions not only compromises the integrity of your process, but also sets the wrong expectations for those producers at the very beginning of the relationship. And believe me, there's no doubt the highest hassle relationships are started when deviations from the process occur up front. Stick to your guns and stick to your process. And as far as the first impression you make, it'll be positive and respected by your prospective producers whether they do business with you or not. Let me share with you here, as a side note, it's amazing how many producers I've known over the years who didn't come aboard with my team or company at first, but later they came back around and mentioned to us that the accountability and no surprises approach they received and felt during dealings with us is exactly what brought them back. Because of the favorable disposition of a referral, we've outlined for you a 5-step process to follow that includes the fit, discovery, and implementation phases. Those are ahead for you in upcoming strategies. Refer to the flowchart to set your mind for the steps of this process. This is the consistency we refer to. It isn't complicated, but it is detailed. Study it, apply it, make it second nature. For onboarding of leads, the process is similar, but laid out differently. You must spend time early on with leads in the fit phase. This is your established criteria for who you will and will not do business with. If there's no fit, there's no further process. The 2 tracks will teach you the implementation steps if a recruiter position is involved, or if you as a consultant are working alone. If you do work with a recruiting team, you'll notice that the fit phase happens under the direction of the recruiter. So it's important, as we've talked about before, that they fully understand the process and the idea of setting the stage and expectations. Again, the processes are simple but detailed. But if learned, committed to, and followed, will generate success.